Bless up, bless all the way up. It's your boy, Change Agent Cooper. Make sure you like this channel, subscribe to this channel, and click the bells for notifications so you can be alerted when the content is coming out. I got a lot to say, and I'm going to say it. I got a lot of experience, strength, and hope, and I'm going to share it. You got to pardon the breathing because I've been going hard all morning. That's Barbie. Say hey, Barbie.
Hey.
So this morning, was doing some cardio and watching Dope Sick. It's a show on Hulu about the opioid epidemic, its impact on the Appalachia. I'm definitely Appalachian native. My family roots deep into the Appalachia, you dig? But was watching it, and it kind of like reignited the fire for an innovation that I have coming up real soon. So let's talk about families of the loved ones, families of the loved one that's struggling with the disease of addiction. You know, it's so sad. It's hard to watch. And I'll tell you, I take, 3 calls a week. I take 3 calls a week of family members, that have somebody, they're trying to get somebody some help, whether it's a parent or a significant other or whatever they're calling, and they want me to talk to somebody. They want me to talk some sense into them, get them some help, make them change. They'll listen to me because I done been through it, is what they think. But the reality of it is that a person is not going to quit until when, babe? When would you say they're going to quit?
When they're sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Straight up. Like, you can want it, you can pray for it, you can do everything you want to do, you feel me? But a person ain't gonna quit until the pain of remaining the same is greater than the pain of change. And that's big facts. I didn't make that up. I know that's 5-5, but I didn't make that up. I got that from the rooms. Shout out to the predecessors that came before me. The meetings in the basement of churches have had more of an impact on me than actual Sunday schools. You dig? But that's a whole nother video. But I was watching Dope Sick, the show this morning on Hulu, and I was just watching how the family's struggling. And I really don't want to spoil the show, because I hope you can find time to go and check out this show on Hulu. It's a really good show, and it's worth watching. And I don't want to spoil it for folks, but I'll tell you this, watching how that family struggle and just watching the actual struggle of the person who is going through it, man, and seeing how the family really wants to help, how they don't understand, it was just breaking my heart. I posted on my social media yesterday that, I was sweating and crying because my personal trainer got me watching shows whenever I'm doing my cardio so that I don't pay attention to the time. And it's been working. And so anyway, I was in there on the bike this morning watching that show and just seeing how the family was struggling, man. And I really don't want to reveal too many details because I don't want to spoil the show, because there are some other intricate details that's going on in that person's life that would even hit you in the chest even more to make you want to be more in the know about the disease of addiction, the resources, some resource mapping, just to know like who to call, where to turn whenever you have someone in your family who may be struggling with addiction. But so the other thing I want to tell you is this, like, there's going to be something coming real soon that's going to be a resource for family members that have a loved one that's struggling. Like I say, I take 3 calls a week, y'all, talking to people like, hey, the reality of it is, you got to take care of yourself because you can't make that person change. What can you do for your spirit? How can you be stronger? How can you better deal with the fact that you're powerless over your loved one? There's nothing that you can do but love them and try your best not to enable them. But the best way to receive that type of support, watch this, the best way to receive that type of support, guidance, and accountability is to come from another family who has been in your shoes before. And that's why it's important to go to these meetings. That's why we go to meetings. People that's in recovery, that's struggling from addiction. We go to meetings because we can't do it by ourselves. We understand that the opposite of addiction is connection. You dig? You got to hit them meetings, fam. Al-Anon, Narc-Anon, Celebrate Recovery. You feel me? There are several different meetings that's going on. Even in Asheville, we have Friends of John. And it's a 1-hour meeting that's happening right now on Mondays and Wednesdays at 1 o'clock p.m. to 2 o'clock p.m. On Mondays, we meet at First Baptist Church. And, babe, where we meet at on Wednesdays?
The Peer Living Room. You
feel me? We out here in these streets because we understand there's power in connection. In the holy word of God, it says plans fail for lack of advisors, but they succeed through many counsel. That ain't the word for word, but it talks about how having many advisors and having that support, how you can succeed. You can't do it by yourself. And I talk to these families oftentimes like, listen, I know it hurts. I pray with them. As a matter of fact, I seen a friend of mine as I was leaving from Friends of John. Remember, babe? I seen somebody that as I was leaving Friends of John, and she stopped me. She was trying to get her loved one some help, and she was crushed. I could see it. I could see it in her face, man. She was hurting. She was tired, but she was there supporting her son. And it's like, I was telling her, like, you got to take care of yourself, sister. You feel me? Asking her, like, what type of groups do you have? What type of support do you have? And you'd be surprised to see how oftentimes families haven't been going to no meetings. They don't have any other supports. They've been just pouring and pouring and pouring and showing up and saving and trying to save. And you know what I'm saying? Just, it's hard, man. It's hard, but I'm doing this video because it's a call to action for y'all that might have a loved one that's struggling, man. Take heed, yo. Don't do it by yourself. Don't go through it by yourself. I done had to watch a friend of mine, you know what I'm saying, crash out. And I ain't trying to compare this to you watching your son or daughter or your husband or wife. I'm not trying to compare this to your struggle because your struggle is different. You feel me? But I want to say, like, I've watched people who was real close to me, that I was on the streets with, that I was real close with. I've seen them struggle, and I try to give them advice and show up for them. And when they go to treatment, show up with a carton of cigarettes and making sure they got money when they go in the halfway house and helping them, and they ain't doing what they supposed to do. And I'm steady pouring and trying to show up. And one of my best friends died 2020. It crushed me. You feel me? So I can only imagine how it feels if it's your son or daughter that's going through it. And like I say, I ain't trying to say that my situation with one of my best friends is the same as yours with your loved one that you birthed or that you made vows to God to. You feel me? But I'm just saying, man, I'm familiar with the pain, and I know that you got to stay connected, homie. You got to stay connected. As iron sharpens iron, so one man or woman sharpens another. And to get through those tough times, you got to be connected. You can't do it. No man or woman is an island. You dig? I got that on from one of my Jamaican homies. He actually said, no man is an island, man. No man is an island. You dig? I'm too country to sound Jamaican. That's neither here nor there. But I hope in this video you heard a call to action for those. If you have a loved one that's struggling with the disease of addiction and you're pouring and pouring and you're empty and you're hurting and you're crushed, there are resources for you. There are groups for you to go to. And I highly recommend and I challenge you to go get connected. Look up Celebrate Recovery. They have a locator on the website to find one that's close by you. Al-Anon, Narconon, all those resources. You can Google them and find them. If you're watching this video, you can reach me at coop at operationgateway.org if you want to send an email, and I can either help you or connect you with somebody from my team who can do some resource mapping for you to help you get connected to some people. We also have warm lines. Off the top of my head, I don't know all the numbers, but I will say if you dial 988, they are very resourceful and will be able to get you connected with someone who can be a soft landing, a non-judgmental, caring voice on the other side of the phone, ready to hear you out. Don't do it by yourself. I know it's hard. And I was watching that show this morning and just seeing the pain they was going through, it hit me like, man, there's so many families that are struggling. What does their support look like? And there are resources out there, so don't think that you by yourself. My name is Change Agent Cooper. I'm not the answer, not for daggone sure the alternative. Bless up.